Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be having our very first hands-on look at 6-star rank 2 Odin. And I've done a fair bit of testing with this man in the last week and a bit, and I must say I'm a little bit disappointed overall with Odin. However, his pre-fight ability to give additional team members buffs, and also the Hela synergy are absolutely nuts in some scenarios. So he's got some good stuff that he brings to the team, but Odin himself, is a very awkward character. Just due to the fact that you can only play him once every other fight, because he needs to Odin sleep. So on the very first fight you gain these two buffs instantly, the Fury buff and also the Armor Up buff. But if you try to do another fight back to back, then yeah, you don't have these buffs. You need to wait for somebody else to win a fight in your team before he gains these buffs back, which makes the character at times feel really annoying, because sometimes you just want to go into a quest and just enjoy playing a champion, but also for the massive penalty of not being able to do you know, every other fight. He also doesn't have that much of a reward when it comes to his damage payoff as well. So let's go to the Special 2, because he's all about building up the buffs and firing off the Special 2. And the Special 2 deals additional damage based on the amount of buffs that he has active, and also a percentage of the opponent's maximum health as well. But this is capped, so it really isn't impactful enough in the Abyss or Labyrinth of Legends. But overall, you can see for this first fight, man, for a 6-star rank 2 against Vulture, he's not doing too bad. But it's nothing you know, anywhere close to the level of Cosmic Ghost Rider broken. And especially considering that after this, he literally can't properly do the next fight at all. You need to bring in somebody else, but I'll show you what happens and what it's like if you try to enter another fight, because you go in without the Fury buff and also the Armor Up as well, so you just don't really have access to good base damage. You know, your Special 2 damage doesn't scale up properly as well. So yeah, this is what his base damage kind of becomes after this. Again, it's really quite underwhelming here, man. I want to go for 2 heavy attacks if we can, just so we can get Odin Force and then fire off the SP1. So we can get a couple of buffs there, man. Okay, nice. I think actually we should be able to chain on some heavies after this. Let's get a little interaction there with the Special 1 animation. And we want to get Odin Force again. You actually do need to use a fair amount of heavy attacks playing Odin as well. Just because you want to knock the opponent down so you can gain Odin Force. But yeah, this is kind of a bit of a feeler for what he's like if he's not rested. So this is what happens if you try to play it back to back. You've just got you know, close to no damage, man. It's very, very underwhelming for a 6-star rank 2. And it's that first fight and the fights where he does have Odin sleep, he's not anything that crazy. You know, I would say even fully rested, he's kind of around the regular god tier level of damage output, maybe high demigod tier. But there is probably about 40 to 50 champions that either do the same level of damage or out damage him that you can use in every single fight. So yeah, I don't really understand the whole Odin sleep, man. It seems like a massive penalty for, you know, a character that seems just completely unjustified on. Let's smash out another combo, go for a Special 2 here. And again, we are going to have to skip ahead some fights in this video, but I just want to show you guys what a full fight is like without the Odin sleep buffs there. So again, you can still get the job done, but in comparison, it's going to be about double the fight duration, so it makes him, you know, absolute noodle tier for a 6-star rank 2. But anyway, let's skip ahead the next fight and, yeah, go on to some more Odin fights. Alright, so we just had skip ahead one fight, so let's move on to the Kang matchup. And one really big thing about Odin as well is the man just, lacks general utility. He's got a few buffs, Armor Up buffs as well, and also True Strike off of his SP1. However, the problem is, he just doesn't really have anything else, you know? He's very, very limited in terms of, what he brings to the table utility-wise. And there are, so many other champions that kind of, you know, deal more damage and bring, 5 to 20 more pieces of utility to the table. And then also characters that don't have to recharge every other fight as well. So yeah, he just seems so weird in terms of design, and I think in comparison to let's say, you know, another very big character that released last year, Apocalypse. You know, the pre-fight ability, the Horseman pre-fights, dude, they're insane. They're game-breaking. They are so much better. Odin's pre-fights are pretty good for certain cosmic characters, but they are nowhere near the level of the value of the Horseman abilities. And, like, Apocalypse, dude, he's got so much more damage. Literally, like, 10 to 20 times more damage with the Strife synergy. He's got all of this utility, you know, better Horseman infusions and pre-fight abilities and synergies. And, yeah, it's really weird because he's so far from being anything close to the level of Apocalypse, at least in my opinion. I think that's like really disappointing, man, because I think so many of us really wanted Odin just to be this absolutely insane champion, and I feel like for the most part he's just like, he's a bit mid, man. He's just a little bit of a letdown. Alright, so we just had to skip at a couple of fights, man. See if we get the Odin sleep back up. But we got Human Torch here, so let's go for it. I think if we go for a heavy attack here. Again, you also need to incorporate a lot of heavy attacks, which in some scenarios are just like quite impractical. Oh, I just realized this heavy attack is actually energy damage, so we are giving Human Torch Smolder here. So that's very bad news. Okay, I need to keep that in mind. Yeah, versus some other characters as well, dude. That's really, really bad. Oh, gosh. And again, he's got no immunity, no, like, resistance to any damage over time effects. So, yeah. That is also a bit of a problem. Okay, I've just got to, like, go in here and see what we can do. Let's fire that off, get a bit of damage. It's not like I can play aggressively here, dude, or else I'm just going to get whacked by the Smolder. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm already getting wrecked. Okay, so heavy attack is energy damage. And that's bad, boys. That's bad. Keep that in mind. So now after that fight, we're going to try and go for the Havoc final boss. We do have crumbling armor here. So I think what's going to happen, if I don't play aggressively enough, is if I lose my armor up from the start, I don't think I can get it back on Odin as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But he's resting because we did a quick gold pull fight. So as long as we can play aggressively, man, we might stand a little bit of a chance there. But I need to remember, I think, not to use the heavy attacks here, because else I'm just going to give myself additional plasma charges. But I think we go for Special Warner here, just get the True Strike active. Give you a chance we can refresh this. I guess it's going to be difficult to knock him down in this fight. But I think we can go for it. Right, let's smash in. Yeah, so any character that you can't, like, knock down, it's just going to be, like, so much more awkward to keep up his buffs and rotation and refresh them. And now as well, because of the crumbling armor node, we've lost the armor, and oh my gosh. Special 2 is dealing a bit more a bit more damage here. We're about to get wrecked though, dude. Yeah, after this Special 1, we're 100% dead. Plasma's just going to overload, and yeah, if there's anything in the fight that gets rid of your armor or fury, dude, you're just not going to it back as well. So that sucked. But let's see what happens when you revive him up. I actually don't know the answer to this question. Do you, like, get the buffs, or does he need to, like, sleep until somebody else wins the fight? Okay, no, so if you revive him back up, yeah, you still have the buffs, so you still gain Odin's sleep there. So that is something to keep in mind. So eventually, like, he could do this Havoc fight, and other Havoc and maybe annoying, tricky fights that require armor in the future or lots of buffs. Come on, fella, let's go. Again, it's so easy on a lot of these nodes just to lose certain buffs and armor, as you can see here with the crumbling armor node. and then you're completely vulnerable to Havoc, and yeah, we're just going to get wrecked at that point. So yeah, it didn't really impress me there, but anyway, let's go into Realm of Legends. So now we can dive into Realm of Legends, man, and I think out of all the content, Realm of Legends really is the place that Odin shines currently, because yeah, we can ramp him up a little bit, use the special 3 as well, which doubles our Odin sleep buffs, and also brings back any buffs that we've triggered the fight so far. So here we just want to like play as aggressively as we can, get Wind Soldier in the corner. We want to fire off a special 1 as well. Or we have, what is it, Odin Force active. So we need to knock him down one more time to get Odin Force. And then we need to quickly dodge this. Probably 1 medium attack straight into SP1. And we should be able to go for a heavy off this. Maybe 2 heavies if we're lucky. No, unfortunately not quite on the second one. Okay, let's go for double medium. Fantastic. We should be able to get another heavy off this, actually. Good time, and then we just want to race up to the special 3 now. Even if some of our buffs do disappear, it's not the end of the world here, because we can get them back via the SP3. So we will stun Wind Soldier here. So the special 3, it doubles the Odin sleep buffs and also brings back any buff that's been activated in the fight that was triggered by Odin. So yeah, we can go a little bit ham. Also increases the duration of our buffs, I think by 25% as well. So again, he's hitting a little bit more hard after this. And again, we can refresh everything via the special 2. So this is kind of like Odin's max damage ramp here. And the special 2 should be hit hard in Realm of Legends. There we go, 75k. Because again, it's based off the amount of buffs you have and also the opponent's max health as well. So Realm of Legends really is where Odin shines the most. So yeah, man, this is like arguably making him look a little bit impressive in this fight, eh? But I feel like for the character's rotation and general lack of utility, you know, when you bring up a character like Cosmic Ghost Rider, for example, just absolutely bodies Odin in every single way. And also the big con is like, next fight, dude, you cannot use Odin. So yeah, we need to switch over to another character for Captain Marvel, and also probably Juggernaut as well. Alright, so we got the Odin sleep, and we're ready to go for the Rhino fight here. So hopefully this should be a pretty good matchup. Again, I think we played quite well in the Winter Soldier one, in all fairness. Let's go for the hit counter as well. Is slightly, I guess, what is it, lower in comparison to some other champions, just because again we're gaining like big burst of power whenever we use the heavy attack as well, whereas time wise the fight might be a little bit longer due to the fact that we need to get to the special 3 on top of that. Yeah, I think we forgot to get the SP1 buff, but it doesn't matter too much because we can pick it up what is it, before we SP2. But again, you can just fire it off first, man. Again, we get additional duration, so it should work out quite nicely. He's got some pretty nice reach, like animation-wise, on the heavy attack as well, which is one thing I quite like about him. Again, he just needs a bit more source, man, and for Odin's sleep to straight up get removed. It seems weird that they, you know, just gave Angela, like, the best utility in the game to be able to deal with like every single debuff. But Odin can't deal with any debuffs at all, dude. He's also got like no armor break for a cosmic champion. He's doing alright on this fight, but again the hit counter itself is deflated due to the way that he's played with all the heavy attacks as well. So don't purely trust the hit counter. I'd focus on the time these fights are taking in comparison to other top-tier options. Right, there we go. That should be a pretty good finish, though. But yeah, he doesn't feel like bad damage-wise to play once he does have Odin's sleep and gets the opportunity to ramp up as well. But he, again, it's just, he's lacking utility, man. That's like the really, really big con. And it's so annoying not being able to play this guy back-to-back. So yeah, anyway, let's skip ahead. Alright, so this next fight with Vision, hopefully is going to be the best one of the video so far, man. Really, really excited for it. Right, let's throw down a couple of heavy attacks here. So medium heavy. Again, he's so reliant on those heavy attacks as part of his rotation. I think that's another big drawback of the practicality of Odin in a fair bit of content. Because again, heavy attacks in some places are fine, but many places they're a little bit of a hindrance. Let's see if we can get a cheeky little backdraft here. No, he wasn't playing ball. So we don't need to be like too cheeky with the backdrafts in all fairness. And after Vision, we're going to jump into a little bit of Labyrinth of Legends, and I'll show you Odin versus Star-Lord. Because, yeah, when you go into the bigger content, man, he feels pretty good to play in Realm of Legends. It's just like the Act 6 stuff, I just haven't found him, like, terribly pleasant to play in a lot of scenarios there. And also, like, there's so much stuff in Act 6 that he can't do because he just doesn't have the utility. And Act 7 as well, dude. It's like, yeah, he's just a bit too light on a lot of fronts. Again, I think the True Strike, if you can play quite aggressively, is probably his strongest bit of utility, and all the buffs, again, for certain stuff in the future, might have some really interesting uses. But once you can get all those buffs active, the special 2 damage, it does feel pretty good. Almost 100,000. Then you got Cosmic Ghost Rider, who's just got all the utility and is constantly looping crazy special 2s back to back, man. Right, let's smash that out, mate. Easy finish on Vision there. But there we go. That man is down. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to a little bit of Labyrinth of Legends. Alright, so now we're going to go for the big challenge, Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord, just to show you how he feels in a bit of a longer fight. And I feel like kind of Labyrinth puts into context how kind of lacking his damage output is in comparison to other options. Because again, Realm of Legends didn't feel too bad, but I feel like his abilities kind of scale perfectly around the health pool of Realm of Legends stuff. But Labyrinth, I really feel like he starts to fall a fair bit short in this type of content. Let's get the Odin Force up. And again, it's really, really annoying to play him as well in Labyrinth, just because you got the Limber Node. So yeah, just a bit of a pain to manage here. Okay, that was a very, very cheeky play to try and get some power game buffs going on. And you can sometimes be a little bit cheeky with a heavy attack, especially if you have the Nick Fury synergy going on. But we have, yeah, lost our special 1 bust, but we're going to get him back now, so it's all good. Let's go for special 3, double that Fury as well. Again, it's going to be a bit of a pain to try and keep everything up here, because you do need 2 Odin Force in order to refresh. But now we've got everything. We just want to stay like aggressive in striking distance if we can. I think if we like play hyper aggressively and try not to leave close combat. Sometimes you need to though. Okay, let's get the refresh. Okay, nice. We got about 88,000 damage there. Let's get some of those power game buffs back, dude. Being a little bit cheeky here with heavy attacks. Let's go. I think we'll go for a special 2, knock him down, and then just hammer in as quick as we can. If we can get to another SB2, then we don't need to knock him down again. To refresh. Again, there's like a fair bit to manage and upkeep while playing Odin. Alright, let's go for a cheeky little backdraft here. Come on, dude. Okay, so our buffs aren't even done 50%, so we can still, like, stay super aggressive here. if you can, like, just stay, like, hyper-aggressive and really hammer out those special 2s, man. Again, we're getting some good stuff. However, I think our luck's about to run out. Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't stay, like, mega aggressive there. So that is, yeah, a little bit disappointing. But overall, I think the, and again, the hit count, like, is a little bit of a lie on Odin. But I'll pause once I get to about 50% here, just so we can see. But yeah, if you've got, like, any opponent that has, like, longer special attacks, that is going to be honest, man, the majority of characters nowadays, you're not going to have this level of, like, aggression that you're seeing in the Star-Lord fight here. I think overall, you know, if you could play, like, near perfectly, it might be about 200 hits. So that was 200 hits on the combo. I think that was about 4 minutes, against Star-Lord as well. So for a character that really only has like true strike buffs and damage output on the actual champion himself, like the damage is like, it's okay, it's definitely playable, but it's not like, whoa, amazing. This completely justifies like him not being able to be played every other fight, and also like the massive lack of utility on the character as well. I just feel like for the current state of the game, there are like at least like 40-50 champions that deal Odin's level of damage, if not substantially higher, that have kind of access to more utility and also don't have the penalties that Odin has as well. So yeah, overall for Odin, I'm a bit disappointed, man. I really hoped he'd be a fair bit better, but I think some people are going to like this character. Again, he's not bad, but he could just be so much better than he is comparatively speaking. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you did enjoy today's gameplay video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.